Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of AKP Sports Talk. As always, I'm Ari here with Korea, back with another week. Monday, August 5th. We'll get into a quick recap of our Friday plays. Korea 2-1 day for you on Friday. What did you take away from your 2-1 day?
Yeah, so obviously, got to go all the way back to Friday. Big takeaways for me. Marlins Braves. I avoided that series after that game. I avoided that whole series. That was my takeaway. I avoided the whole series. It was bad. I got hooked. Obviously, the game finished at 8, so obviously did not go over 8.5. I even would have taken maybe the over 8 if it just wasn't so juiced, for that push potential. But the Braves, they got all of their runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, so that was nice. But I would have loved for them to do more against Vellante, Beyozo, Bozo, whatever you want to call him. He went 5 innings, 2 runs, 5 Ks. I mean, this Braves offense is historically awful. Like, that is my take. The Braves are so bad. Like, they couldn't do anything against Beyozo. On the other side, the Marlins made Schwellenbach like a next Cy Young candidate. He went 7 innings, 10 Ks. He allowed 3 runs, all 3 runs obviously coming from the Marlins. But, I saw the Braves come back in the bottom of the 8th, and I was like, come on, can we get one more? They did not. That was unfortunate there. And then obviously the next one, the Red Sox first 5 money line. I'm going to call that one a pretty sweat-free winner. That was a very sweat-free winner. Obviously, the Red Sox offense, like I said, against right-handed pitching. I'm going to get into them in a little bit today against the right-handed pitching, but they obviously just absolutely beat the brakes off of Urania. I knew it was coming anyway. Urania went 4 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs. Look, that's what I was just expecting. The Reds offense to show up against right-handed pitching, and, they came out early, obviously. Abreu with that 2-run homer, and then after the Rangers somehow retook the lead, which was a little bit of a scare to me. Wong had that RBI single, and then Abreu again, and then it just piled on and on and on for the Red Sox. That was a sweat-free winner there for the first 5. And then the Dodgers Angels, it was a little bit of a legacy, but we will gladly take it there. We will gladly take it. Thank you, Mr. Shohei Ohtani, for cashing that over for us. We thank you and we appreciate your services. This was at 8 heading into the top of the 9th. And we were very scared because I was thinking, oh gosh, am I going to get hooked again? Because I was like, please don't let me get hooked again. And then Shohei Ohtani with his one hit of the day said, Korea Pounds, I got you. I'll hit a no doubter to right field for you, so you don't have to worry about that over. So that was a legacy over for me at over 8.5. Obviously, great winner there for me to wrap up my week. So 2-in-1 day, obviously 1 legacy and 1 sweat free. We'll gladly take it. And obviously got hooked. So 2-in-1 day, I'll take it. Ari, how'd you do on that Friday?
Yeah, 2-0 day for me. 2, I would say mostly sweat free. Or yeah, I mean 1 was literally sweat free, and the Red Sox was, for the most part, after they scored the 4. And I think it was the 4th inning off Urania, and then they kind of took control from there. So the Red Sox, obviously, like you said, cashed both their plays, first 5 and full game with pretty much ease. And then the Mariners just teed off on Tyler Phillips. First pitch Victor Robles saw was a solo home run, and then the 2nd inning was just an onslaught of batting around, and I think they scored 7 in the 2nd. So obviously that was pretty much over by the 3rd inning. So yeah, 2 pretty much sweat-free wins. Also got 7 shutout from Brian Wu, which was big. Obviously, it didn't matter because of how many runs they scored, but still, that was good to see because he had struggled to get past the 4th, 5th inning, and a lot of it starts due to injuries or just not willing to overwork him. So that was big as well.
I mean, call it what you will. Obviously, it's the Phillies offense, but Brian Wu still showed out as well. Obviously, coming into Friday, the Phillies offense was pretty much really struggling pretty much against anyone, and Brian Wu, didn't really help him out in any way, shape, or form. Even with the Mariners, obviously with their onslaught with that, whether it was the Justin Turner grand slam or who was it, Garver who had that 3-run shot, I believe, or whoever had that. It was Rayleigh, that's right. Yeah, that absolute nuke to right field that went all the way to the triple decks. It was, you could say it was over then, but, obviously, the Phillies are always, an offense to never just, take lightly, obviously, whether they're struggling or not. We saw that on Sunday. The Phillies offense kind of woke up. So, and especially now in a big series for them now going down to LA to face the Dodgers. So huge series down in LA for them. So obviously good way to wrap up our week. 4-1 weekend, 4-1 Friday for us. Good way to wrap up the week. Heading into this next week here, Monday, August 5th, today. Obviously, just some baseball, boys. We even got a game starting in about 3 minutes here, Ari. But I'm not going to take that game there because we know my favorite guy to fade, Andre Payante, is on the mound. So have fun with those Mets money line people. But I'm going to go to a game starting in about an hour and here. We're going to go to the D-backs and Guardians here. We're going to take the first 5 over 4.5 here. We're getting that minus 115 here. Look, when I saw the pitching matchup, right? You have the D-backs who have been very hot right now, obviously. They have Zach Allen on the mound. And I saw his lines. I think his hits allowed open at 6.5. It's, Zach Allen on the road. I always talk about how he struggles on the road, especially in this spot. Excuse me. He has to go to Cleveland, who obviously hits right-handed pitching really well and obviously hits right-handed pitching better at home. So it's kind of like the A's here. I just am backing the runs here. On the other side, for the Guardians, they do have Logan Allen on the mound, making his first start since his return from injury. And, I didn't really want to take a side in this. If I like to lean a full game, I do lean the D-backs full game in terms of a money line play, but I didn't want to take a side here. I just wanted to target runs here for the first 5. So I'm just liking the D-backs Guardians first 5 over 4.5. I'm just more targeting, these two teams to score some runs today. I know the D-backs, obviously one of the best hitting teams right now. Former Mariner Eugenio Suarez has been really hitting the ball well for this team. Really, really hot bat ending the month of July. And we see how their offense has really been carrying them in these last 2 games. Now 8 games over 500, going into a big series for them, going on the road. Going to one of the best, with the best home teams, obviously, right now. I'm just taking the runs. I think both offenses show out through the first 5 here. So I'm just taking the D-backs and Guardians first 5 over 4.5. Reading the lines here, Zach Allen line, I think, like I said, his hits allowed line was open at 6.5. I think it was some slight juice on the over. And then obviously, Logan Allen, we talked about how the D-backs bats have been really good against left-handed pitching. So I'm just taking the runs here through the first 5, and that's minus 115 there. Not really liking the side. If I did lean aside, I do like the D-backs full game potentially, but I just like for runs here through the first 5. And then speaking of runs here, going back to that Red Sox play from Friday, we're just going to take the Red Sox team total here over 4.5 runs. We're getting it at minus 125 on DraftKings now. Look, it's another Red Sox against right-handed pitching matchup because the Red Sox today, they go travel to a hitter-friendly ballpark, Kauffman Stadium, obviously, to face the Royals, and Brady Singer's on the mound for the Royals, and he struggles against left-handed against left-handed batters. And obviously, the Red Sox love hitting against right-handed pitching and stacking all those lefties who hit well against right-handers. So I'm just more backing the Red Sox to score a lot of runs today. I know they're going to get some runs across the board, especially in a very hitter-friendly ballpark like Kauffman Stadium. We talk about it. I didn't really want to take a side because the Royals, obviously, we know their bats are going to show up as well. And I didn't really want to target. I forgot who's starting for them. I believe it's Criswell going, if I'm not mistaken, for the Red Sox. And I knew the bats were going to show up for the Royals. The bats always show up at home for the Royals. So that's why I'm just targeting the Red Sox to score runs as well. I think the Red Sox make this game a little bit closer. I know the plus 1.5 for the Red Sox is already, I think, juicing almost in the minus 200s, I think. So I think the books think that it's going to be a high-scoring game as well with that over pretty set high. So I'm just targeting the Red Sox to score here. I know they are facing a right-handed pitcher on the mound with Brady Singer, and his splits against lefties are not great at all. So I think the Red Sox score over 4.5 runs today, minus 125. Those are my 2 plays. Quick on a short-ish slate, obviously, on this Monday. D-backs and guards, first 5 over 4.5, again, that minus 115. And then the Red Sox, first 5 team total over 4.5, again, that at minus 125. Those are my 2 plays on this Monday here. Ari, I'll let you cook. What have you cooked for me and for the card on this Monday here?
Yeah, 2 ML plays for me. We'll start off with the Texas series from the Rangers and Astros with 2 pretty much scuffling teams. I would say both of them as of late. I was originally looking at the over because both lineups have a lot of familiarity with both starters and Heaney and Hunter Brown. But I just wound up going with the Rangers mostly because of Heaney being a little bit better at home than on the road, and then vice versa, Brown being a little bit worse on the road than at home. Both teams have been struggling as of late, like I said, but Rangers have been a little bit better in the last week or two. Obviously, the Rangers are still kind of in the division race, but they're like slowly falling down. So this would be a big win for them to get over Houston that they're like 4 behind I think right now, or 4.5, something like that. So going with the Rangers at home to beat the Astros tonight, and then the game of the night tonight, Dodgers-Phillies, going with the Dodgers. I'm not totally bothered on the Phillies bats being back. Don't even get me started on the decision to take out Amy Garcia for Saucedo. Like I was right. I was yelling in my head right when that happened. A couple home runs off Saucedo who's been struggling does not move the needle for me for the Phillies bats to be back. Maybe it gets him back a little bit, but I believe I saw the Dodgers getting Freddie Freeman back tonight, which obviously is big for the lineup. I could be wrong, but I think I saw that. But either way, I like Glasnow at home tonight to limit the Phillies lineup. And then Nola's been pretty up and down on the year. I'd say pretty steady for the most part. But I like this spot for the Dodgers at home to at least get to him enough to get to him more than the Phillies will do up Glasnow with how losing 6 or 7 of their last 7, and they're, like you said, their offense has been really, really bad the last, more than 7 games probably. But just backing the Dodgers at home tonight, and then the 2 home teams, Rangers and Dodgers.
Yeah, you mentioned the Rangers kind of in this must win now kind of mode. Obviously, with with such the AL West, such a weird division. I think the AL West and the AL Central just kind of switched for some reason, because the AL West Central is one of the stronger divisions, obviously, with the Royals, Twins, and Guardians over 60 wins and all looking great. Meanwhile, the Rangers, Mariners, and A's are all they're getting there. They're getting there, obviously. And obviously, you mentioned the Rangers, really, really struggling this year offensively. And you mentioned, obviously, in the Battle of Texas, the home team is usually the team you want to back in this series, just in terms of offense. The home team really has some powerful offense. And obviously, with the Rangers, the series being the home team plays a big part in their favor. You mentioned the familiarity with both of these pitchers. Obviously, Hunter Brown going for the Rangers. Going for the Astros here against the Rangers. And I know the Rangers have pretty good splits against him. I know they love to hit him. On the other side, our favorite guy, Andrew Heaney, our favorite guy. And I know the Astros love to hit off of him as well. So, just taking the Rangers here, obviously a lot of people are on that over as well. But I just like the Rangers here as well, with the backs against the wall potentially. And then the Dodgers money line you mentioned, excuse me, the Dodgers, they're pretty much in a weird spot. You mentioned they're getting Freeman back. They're at home. You can say what you want about the Phillies. Obviously, I don't think it's one game. You never know. I think tonight their bats could be, pretty silent. Obviously, Tyler Glasnow always has good stats, and pretty good splits at home. And I like Tyler Glasnow in this spot. We always talk about Aaron Nola as well. On the road, he struggles a lot, which is kind of weird, especially against the Dodgers. He has really bad splits, gives up a lot of homers. So maybe look for they got a homer tonight. Obviously, the Dodgers just love hitting homers at home. I don't know what it is. The Dodgers like to play their home run derby at home. They don't do anything on the road, but at home it's like their home run derby. So obviously, I love the Dodgers money line play at -130 for you tonight. So just taking the Dodgers here. Taking the even though they barely scratch out a series in Oakland somehow. Obviously, come back home. Obviously, sometimes you got to play down to your competition. Sometimes you play up to your competition. Obviously, big series here. Obviously, pretty much, for the NLCS to crown right now. So I will do like the Dodgers here, taking the home team and the late night money line play. Those are Ari's 2 plays. My 2 plays as well, with the D-backs Guardians first 5 over 4.5, and the Red Sox team total over 4.5. Those are my 2 plays. You can find all 4 of these plays on our Twitter below. AKP Sports Talk will have our full card and video posted momentarily. But that's going to do it for this episode of AKP Sports Talk. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. That's RM Korea. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow for some more bets. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Win some money, and we will see you guys tomorrow.